What's up, everybody? My name's Matt. Let's talk about Formula One. I, in this video, I'm going to talk about Ollie Bearman and his crash in Suzuka. Big accident, guys. 50 G's impact into the wall. Um, it's one of those moments. It's one of those moments. It happened every time. I've been watching. I've been watching for maybe 5, 6 seasons now, and every time a driver gets in an accident where they get in accidents all the time, and so many of them end up not being much. And as soon as they get in an accident that has repercussions, to see Ollie limping after, the severity really hits you, and you get reminded of how serious this sport is and how dangerous what these drivers do really is. You kind of we I know I kind of take it for granted a lot of times that I'm watching, and so much so that I'm not gonna lie, a lot of these drivers have been complaining about the new engine regulations and about how dangerous they are. I wasn't taking it very seriously. Even still, I really don't know how serious to take it. Um, but there does seem to be dangers in the new engine regulations. A lot of the drivers are very concerned about it. I felt like these drivers were kind of just complaining, kind of just complaining a lot, maybe more than I kind of expected them to, or maybe I expected them to, but like it's just what they do. They're just going to complain. Yeah, new engine regulations. We have to learn how to do all this new stuff. This isn't Formula One. It's like a purist. I kind of just figured they would all just get over it. I figured by the end of the season, they would all just get over it. They'd complain now, but down the road, it would end up being nothing. It would end up being a big nothing burger. But even I must I'm after the video that I just watched, I must admit that clearly there's some dangers going on the track. Um, that we need a racingnews365.com is the video I just watched. 360 racingnews365.com was the video I watched about the accident, and I think my mind is starting to change. At least I definitely agree that this accident probably was directly a result of the regulations, and that is pretty unfortunate. Um, I mean, the very first time I heard even that it was the regulations' fault, and that basically what happened was Ollie was Ollie was deploying his battery, so he was going much faster than Colapinto, while Colapinto was harvesting his battery, which caused for a big differential in speed. Colapinto was going slow, Ollie was going fast, is a simple way to put it. And Ollie ended up on the grass and, of course, ended up in the wall. This accident probably doesn't happen this way. When I heard this initially I was just like, well, can't Ollie just go slow? He doesn't have to go that fast. But now that I've watched this video, I understand that it's a little bit more complicated than that. This truly is an accident that was caused by the regulations and these teams and these drivers learning these cars and the dangers of these cars. And it's only the third race of the season, okay? Like, odds are relatively decent that there's going to be more accidents like this by the end of the season. And that was a big off. Ollie had a really big off. 50 G's into the wall is not a throwaway number. And I don't want to see any of these drivers get injured. I don't want to see anybody get injured. Um, I don't know. That I don't. I guess I'm just talking about it. I don't know how to even bring it up. I guess, like, what do you guys think? Um, do you guys think it's a big deal? Do you guys think it's something that these teams are just going to learn, and maybe through learning will solve the problem? Does the FIA actually have to step in? Do the regulations have to change? What actually do we think it has to happen? What actually is the solution? I obviously don't know. I don't have the answers. I'm not mad at the regulations so far. This is really the only. This is. I mean, a lot of the drivers are clearly very upset, but they don't make the rules. They just drive. So, do we want the drivers are clearly in their right, and if they apparently knew this was coming, but I don't know. I don't know. Do the regulations need to change? How much do they need to change? How do we solve this problem? I don't know. I don't know, but I hope that this doesn't lead to more injuries. I'm glad that Ollie's okay. He has this month to recoup as well, so that's good. But it does make me a little nervous. You know, if you take one of these accidents in a street course where the barriers, the roads are, more narrow and the barriers are more robust and there's maybe not as much padding on like or an Aramco. I don't know. I don't want to think about it. But what do you guys think? I guess I don't even know what I think, but if you guys have any opinions, let me know. Do we need to change? What needs to change? Is the FIA responsible? Do the drivers just need to figure this out? Do the teams just need to figure this out? I don't know. If you guys have any opinions, let me know in the comments. Love you guys. I'll see you in the next one.